Mackenzie, thank you. Harford County Sheriff Jeffrey Gahler joins us live via Zoom right now. Sheriff Gahler, thank you for joining us. I'm sure you were watching Mackenzie's story just now. You've been an outspoken critic of the Department of Juvenile Services for some time. What's your reaction to Mr. Schiraldi's departure?
We're certainly pleased. I joined back in October of 24. Other Maryland Sheriffs Association submitted a letter to the governor asking for Secretary Schiraldi to be removed. It's disappointing that it's taken this long to get here, but it's a step in the right direction. But if we get a new secretary with the same practices, we're still going to see the juvenile offenders committing so many of the crimes against our community members. And so I'm hopeful, but with a very cautious air. Yeah,
Sheriff Gahler, Governor Moore has told Mackenzie Frost that DJS is an agency in need of reform. That means there are problems that are systemic if we kind of dissect this by the numbers. Do you think that Mrs. Tolentino, even in the interim, is going to really make a difference if this is an agency that is deeply troubled? And we've seen a number of stories about that.
Well, I certainly think leadership plays a big role in changing the issues if there's internal issues going on at Department of Juvenile Services. But if the policies remain the same under this governor, where we are not holding juveniles accountable and we're creating more victims out of our community, we just recently had a case where we have one juvenile we think tied to more than 50 car thefts. And we locked him up in May. We asked the Juvenile Services to hold him. They didn't hold him. He went out. We locked him up again today, as a matter of fact. And they have held him tonight. An ironic twist of fate. They have decided to hold him tonight. So we'll see how that goes. It's a small step in the right direction. But again, with Maryland's legislature being passing laws that have turned juvenile offenders loose with little accountability, and the Juvenile Services under Secretary Schiraldi, hoping that unicorn and rainbows solve the accountability process. It's just not it. Some of these offenders, these prolific offenders, need to be held accountable, need to be into the criminal justice system for juveniles, and hopefully that's the way to reform. We're not going to wish our way out of this behavior.
Right. And before we go quickly, the Senate will have to confirm a permanent replacement for Mr. Schiraldi. What do you think they should keep in mind during that process?
Well, again, I hope they keep our citizens in mind. I hope they keep in mind the citizens of this state and here in our county who don't deserve to be waking up in the morning, even if it's not violent crime, who wake up in the morning and find their car gone. This is important to those we serve. It's their livelihood. It's how they keep their families fed, getting to work. And it seems like, I guess to some, that a vehicle theft, again, one suspect, upwards of 50 cars, that's absurd. That person needs to be held and needs to be held until something changes in their life that we can be assured they're not committing those sorts of crime sprees against our community.
Yeah, the police chief of Laurel, as you probably know, in Prince George's County, made similar comments last week, saying he's hearing an earful from residents, and he hopes that the state lawmakers are listening to them as well. Harford County Sheriff Jeffrey Gahler, thank you so much for your time tonight.
Thank you, Kai.
I'm Kai Jackson. Thank you for watching. Here's another video to watch. Also, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel.